All right, so what we're gonna do today is we're just gonna record. It's arm day, so we're gonna do an arm day workout. Yes, I wear a cardigan. It's fucking cold out. I live in New Hampshire, so it's fucking cold. So we'll start off. Easy bar curls. I do 4 sets. 12, 10, 8, and 6. So the only thing I really hate about having the home gym is having to change my weights. I like being at the gym where you can just grab the next weighted bar and go. So it's not a big deal. It's just me being a baby. So that was 40 pounds. I really meant to do 40 pounds again. So usually I do 30 pounds, 40, 50, 60. 40 pounds was already on the bar, so I just stick to 40 for the first set. So I'll do 40 again, I'll move it to 50, then 60. I'm not really good at taking breaks between each set. I think it's something I need to work on, but I also think I go fast. I think I need to take each rep down, up, fast, slow release. And I just sometimes, due to lack of motivation, I just try to power through it. Something to work on.
So now we'll to the 50 pounds.
When I first started working out more consistently back in June, May, kind of June, I couldn't lift that 50 pounds like that. It was big swing if I need to get it up. So I always went light. I started with like 20, 30. Then my final set was, I only did 3 sets then, of 40 and 40. That last couple with the 40 pounds was super heavy. And with the 50, I don't feel that way anymore. So, I don't think I'm getting huge by any means. I'm not looking to get big, like big swole dude. But I can tell that I'm getting physically stronger. Just need to work on that diet. So we'll switch over. So now I'm gonna get the other weight so I can get up to 60 pounds. Let's see here. So now we have a set of 6, 60 pounds. Let's do it.
Let me check my phone.
All right, 60 pounds, there we go. All right, I gotta make a phone call. We'll be right back. All right, phone call didn't work. I'll have to try again in a minute. It was a good break anyways, just to try to, between sets, So what I'm working on next is another dumbbell curl, or another set of curls. So just to the easy bar curls, we're gonna do incline dumbbell curls now. 13, 11, and 9 reps. I felt the weight that I was using for my incline dumbbell curls, which is 15, 20, 25, was giving me enough. But like weight wise at the very end, like that last curl was really tough to get up in good form. And so instead of increasing weight, I increased the reps on the first couple sets to try to get a couple more in there, which, is increasing my total weight load each workout. So incline dumbbell curls. Let me just get my bench set up here. I'll have to get the camera rearranged. All right. So here I am. This is for incline dumbbell curls. I think this is where I like to be. I think I left a video on that the other day, people's thoughts on it. And people just said, do what feels comfortable. So this is what I'm doing. So here we go. Enjoy the faces that I make. So 13, 15 pounds. It's not too bad. It's pretty easy. I don't know if I should say pretty easy. I'm not really sure how I should go about it because the 15s do feel easy, but I don't want to start too heavy and then be blown out at the end, and I can't pull up the rest with good form. I think that's good form. So we'll give it a second. Rest. Get the next set in, and then the next set. There's gonna be I have no fancy frills or anything with these videos. If you like it, great. If you don't, great. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. That's what they all say. So, I do have short videos. I have the YouTube. I have videos on Instagram and TikTok as well. So follow along. Let me get into the next set and we'll keep going. That was 11 and 20 pounds. Next set will be 25 pounds at 8. I don't increase the amount on that one. I usually listen to music. I'm not just sitting here in the quiet. But I don't want to get copyrighted somehow because there's music on in the background, which makes no sense. But whatever. So we'll just give that another minute. We'll do 25 pounds. And I don't know if you noticed on that last set there, rep 10 or 11, I was getting much slower. It was much more difficult to pull up. And so I know it's a pretty good weight at where I'm at because I think like the 25 pounds, you'll see in a second. It is tough at times. Sometimes I have to stop at like 5, take a second, and then go back 6, 7, 8. I have to finish the remaining 4 in a not separate, same set, but I have to stop for a second. But I only stop to make sure my form is good because like I could swing it up if I really wanted to get each one up, but I'm really trying to have better form. Again, just because. So I think I'm ready.
Got the 25 pounds.
So if you saw there, that that 7th and 8th rep was pretty tough to get up. Probably could have gone more, but there's no way I could do it with heavier weight. So that's why I'm adding a couple extra reps on the few first sets. Just to try to get a couple extra, a little bit more weight per workout. But still keeping my form. So let me try that phone call again. All right, so next up, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do, I think it's just regular hammer curls. So I'll just give you a quick rundown. We're gonna do hammer curls. I'm then gonna do overhead extensions on the machine back there, rope push downs, and then skull crushers, reverse barbells, curls, and kind of like a superset. And at the end, I finish it off with some wrist curls. So that's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna get the hammer curls down. This is another set of, or 3 sets, 13, 11, and 8. And I use 20 pounds, 25, and then 30 when I go through them. So let's get going on those. Get this out of the way. And so I know there's a bunch of different ways you can do these. I get it. Everybody has their own special, like, curl here, do this. I literally just go straight. So like, I'm doing this. I know some people are like, twist it, and you'll feel like that. But like, I'm not trying to be Superman. I'm just trying to get fit. So here we go.
Alright, so there you go.
First set, I did 12. I need to do one more. 5, 26. So that's 13. Is that 13? Yeah, that's 13 each. 13 and 13s, 26. So usually between sets, I kind of try to get my other weights set up. Especially I'm using the machine over there. For the overhead tricep extension and the push down. When I get to those, if you make it this far in the video, let me know how my form is. I always wonder about the form on the overhead as well as the push down with the ropes. Sometimes I see people standing really close and pushing down like this, and you separate at the end. But other people I see have a real back stance like this and then push down here like this, so they're going like this. I don't really know what's the best form to do, like this, standing straight up. I do feel a little bit more in my arms back there when I do that, but I don't know, we'll get there in a minute. And then you can let me know. I'll probably post that part as a clip on TikTok or a YouTube short. Just because.
I think I'll get more comments, that's why. Because
So that was 11 for each arm, 22. Checking my computer. I do feel I like arm day because it's one of those days where you really feel the pump. It's a good feeling. So when you don't have that motivation in the morning, and then you get to a few sets of this, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of why I'm working out, to feel a little bit better. I usually do feel better throughout the workout, and I do feel like it helps me accomplish something throughout the day. And so, it's not that I don't like working out, like I said yesterday. Kind of don't. It's more that I don't like starting to work out each day. But by the end, you feel pretty good, and I feel kind of like I said just a minute ago, I accomplished something. So I do think it's good. I do enjoy it once I'm done. the first 20 minutes sucks. And I did that wrong. I wasn't supposed to do 15s. I was supposed to start with 20s, 25s, and 30s. That's fine. So what I'm gonna do now is skip the 25s. I'm gonna go right to the 30, and I'll probably try to give a couple more. Instead of just 8, I'll try to get up to 9 or 10 in good form with the 30 pounds. That was my bad. This is what happens when you're taking videos and
trying to make phone calls for work.
And I know I said I was going to try to do more per arm, but you could see my stance, I was really starting to swing and use my back more. And I just didn't feel like it was necessary to do that. So I stuck with the 8 so I didn't get even more out of whack. So next, we're going to do the push downs. We're going to do the overhead extensions. Let me know what you think of these. Again, so like I said, I've seen people do this, and you spread it out, but I've also seen people go way back. Which is the right one to do? Is there one where I'm hitting different muscles? I think maybe this way I feel it more in my triceps, where the other way I might be feeling it chest and triceps. I don't know. So let's get a couple in. I don't remember what my rep count is. Is it 15? Per each. So 12 each. We'll go. So 12, I have 20 pounds on here. I usually do, last week I did 25, 35, and 45. And 45 I felt like, yeah, I could do it, but I don't feel like I was really pushing. I felt something more in my chest. I think I was using other muscles to compensate for the lack of muscle in my triceps. So I'm gonna go down in weight on these and do my reps.
And weight on these and do my reps.
So there we go. So I'm gonna do I really want to take them on and off, but usually I would do the tricep extensions at the same time, but I don't want to take them on and off right now. So we'll just give it a minute. We'll see how it goes. Checking my phone, making sure my stuff is right. All right, so I need to add some more weight here. All right, so I got 2 5 pounds each side, so now we're up to 30. What time is it?
Roll there again.
Feels pretty good. Let me go grab that other weight. We'll knock that out real quick.
I'll be checking. Alright, now we're up to 40 pounds on this. Bringing myself.
A second here. So again, this is kind of, what my content has been. I've thrown some other things in there, like my office. If it's something you want to see more of, or if you want to see more of life type things as well, let me know. If you just want to keep it straight fitness and how my journey and quest on this is going, let me know. It's really hard to figure out what to show on these videos. all the time. I give major props and kudos to anybody who does this as like a living. The amount of time and effort it takes to figure out what to make, and the videos and the editing, which I don't really edit much, obviously you can see, but it's a lot of work, and those people that do it and do it well are really impressive. So let's finish this last set, then we'll move to the tricep extensions overhead. Added, I'm gonna leave some over here for tomorrow. Back over there. Actually, tomorrow's leg day, but keep 20 on there. I'm not gonna take much of a break. I'm gonna go right to the tricep extension. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on my tricep extension, overhead extension. Am I in the right form? Should I be bending over more? So here we go. So that's my tricep extension. It's 20 pounds on the thing. I think I'm doing it right. If you think there's a better way for me to get better, hitting my muscles in a better way when I'm doing it, let me know. I found with this one, the 20 pounds is a really good weight where I can get enough reps in where I don't feel like I'm hurting my form. Sometimes when I get the weight too heavy, I feel like stuff like I'm popping almost, which I know is not good. And so I try to keep the overhead extension weight relatively or to a point where by the end I'm feeling good, but like I'm in a good form and I'm not overdoing it. Again, realize I'm just trying this for my fitness, my health. I'm not trying to get huge. It'd be cool, but I'm not trying. So let's go again. We'll do another set.
12. Should I keep them out like this when I do it? I usually keep them in with like a section. Let me know.
There should be like a cartoon book, like an image book of weightlifting, where it's like the faces you make, and it's like all different like exercise faces. Like this is like my barbell, or like I don't know. I'm just being random, I guess, right now. The noise you hear is my furnace. I am in my basement. I don't know if you could tell. All right. It's 8:20. We've been working out for roughly 35 minutes now. I do have to hurry up and get ready for work, so I might skip the skull crushers today. I'll do the reverse curl and the wrist curls. I didn't feel like I got enough tricep in though. I will do the skull crushers, skip the reverse curl today, and still do the wrists. I feel like the wrists are important. The wrist curls, you're working your forearms, because not a lot of stuff is working the forearms. That's why I do the reverse curls as well. My arms are feeling pretty good right now. Let's get this last set in. We'll get the skull crushers in.
And see what time we're at. And go from there. Alright, so there we go. Alright, I gotta make that phone call.
All right, back. Let's get to the skull crushers. I have 30 pounds, or I have 20 pounds. Oh wait, what do I have here? 10, 20. I guess I have 40 pounds on the bar. I didn't really switch it. So what I'm gonna do is 40, 40, 50 skull crushers. And we'll see how we do from there.
Anyone else see my chonies?
Let's try to knock out some reverse curls real quick too. So we'll give that a minute or so to rest. I got my clock behind me. I'll tape that. I figured why not? Let's get both in if I can. Skull crushers and the reverse curls. I could probably sit while I'm sitting here because it's not that much to do a super set of all three. Because the wrist curls aren't really like super straining on my, taxing on my energy too much. So let's do all three in succession. A big super set at the end here.
We need 20 of these. So 20 with each hand. I have 20 pound dumbbells. Keep my hands here, keep my arms not moving too much, just my wrist movements. Alright, so we need 20. I'll keep that under there.
So now we have 2 more sets of each to do. Skull crushers, reverse curls, and the, see, I got pump going on, look at that. And then the wrist curls. So let's do another set. I'm gonna do the 40 pounds again. Skull crushers at 60 pounds. Really starts feeling something twingy right here. And so I try not to go over 50 when I'm doing the skull crushers. You can sometimes see a hesitation on the first one where it goes click and then down. So, you know, maybe I shouldn't be doing them, but I guess we'll see.
So we're like I said, right, so reverse curls 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not reverse, damn it. Idiot.
Take a breather. I don't like spending a ton of time. I don't mind spending time working out, but I don't want to spend a ton of time. I got, you know, there's people that spend hours, and that's good for them. But like, I don't think I need to spend hours at the gym. I don't want to sit there and like, you know, hang out and talk. Like, I want to get the workout done. I want to get in. I want to get out as best I can in the best form as quickly as I can to get my workout in. I'm not looking for like a place. Obviously, I'm working out at home. I've never been looking for a place for like a social place to be working out and having fun and talking to people about stuff. Like, I want to get my head down, get in, get out. And so sometimes it does feel like I am rushing through these exercises a bit. That's why I kind of, you know, this superset I'm doing right now, people are probably scratching their heads like, why is he doing this? It's because I want to get done. I have stuff to do. My commute every day to work is ridiculous. So this time in the morning, I got to get it in, or like by the time I get home at night, I'm exhausted and I don't feel like doing anything. So let's get this last set of skull crushers in, reverse curls, wrist whatevers, and be done.
I think you're 40. 40, 40, 50, 60. Oh, I'll figure out how. Alright, now I'm actually in reverse curls. We'll do 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sit it down. Super set.
It's burning on the wrist. 12, 13. Only got 13 there. Fucking really started burning. Feel like that's good. Let's finish it up though. We don't quit. 13, 14, 15.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Switch hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright. Boom!
Do you I feel a little pump. Feels good. I like it. The last thing I do with the weight that was on the easy bar curl, easy bar, whatever, I like to finish it off with a set of whatever the weight was, so 40, 50, 10, 20, 30, so 50 pounds curls with it as like a finisher, as like a final set, and then I'm done. And then that's my arm day workout. It's about 45, 50 minutes. It used to be really short. It used to be like 4 exercises, and then I just figured I need to do more than that. Put my weight away. So that's really it. Arm day workout. If you enjoyed watching, like, subscribe, comment, share with others. If you don't, keep watching yourself. Let me know if you have any thoughts or anything, I guess. Have a good one.